Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded.
Did you forget where you were?
These stuff, I don't know. We got like delays going. I don't know what's going on here. We'll see.
A delay?
But we
You're
cover
kind of
all.
fuzzy.
I don't know what's going on. It's showing full bars. I don't know. Listen, we've got a great show for you tonight. So first and foremost, want to tell you that we're going to cover a lot of sports topics tonight. But if you want to talk about anything, let us know. As well as please join the chat and let us know what you think about what we're covering. And if you have an opinion, we'd love to hear about it. But I am your host, Eric, my main man right over there. Ron, how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. We're almost done with preseason, and I'm excited to lose some Christmas cards this year.
Okay, all right. I mean,
It's been a
you've been a
while.
little soft this. Yeah, you've been soft this year. You kind of
Yeah, that ends today.
that ends today. Today is the day. Today is the day. So before we get started, let's thank those that help continue to make Sports Unfolded nationwide. First and foremost, let's thank 99.1 WDJY FM in Dallas, Georgia. Thanks for putting us on every Saturday at 1 p.m., as well as 990 WBOB in Providence, Rhode Island. We appreciate being on every Saturday at 10 a.m., as well as S5E34 Public Access Channel 12 in Southeast Connecticut on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. We appreciate the support. Check us out. If you're watching or listening, come join us every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as all our social media platforms, Rumble, YouTube, Kick, Facebook, audio platforms, Red Circle, Spotify, TuneIn, so many different things. And you can follow us on MeWe, TikTok, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it now, Patreon, so many different ways you can check out our show, and also our websites where you can check out all of the shows, all the great shows on Rhode Island Broadcasting, as well as the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Check that out. But Ron, I think it's time to get this party started.
Absolutely.
And our first story tonight, our leadoff story, is about Jackson Dart. Is he the quarterback that's going to turn around the New York Giants organization? You're right there.
I saw him play the other day. It was not great. This is their savior? I don't know. He's going to have a rough year. I
actually like the kid. I think he's got some moxie to him.
Yeah, but he's not ready. He's not ready.
I don't think they're going to start him off. Week 1, they already said Russell Wilson's going to be the starter. I think they're going to ease this kid in, give him some plays during the regular season, see how he does there. And based on what Russell Wilson does, maybe he starts to take a shot at starting at some point this season. But listen, 32 of 47, 372 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 68% completion percentage, Ron. That's pretty impressive.
He was playing third-string players.
But again, you still got to make the throws. You still got to be able to do some things. And you got third-string wide receivers that he was still making look good.
The Patriots literally cut all those players that were playing that night. I saw the list, and I'm picking out all these names. Like, yep, he sucked. Yep, he sucked.
Yeah, but I would say you can't just look at last night's game. You got to look at all 3 games and say that he's shown improvement all 3 weeks. And I think that's what they need.
last game.
Listen, you got a Malik Neighbors, a young wide receiver. Now you pair him with a young quarterback. Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison combo. Like, you could see that happening in New York, which they were pretty damn successful in Indianapolis.
I don't know. We'll see. I just don't. I'm just not buying right now. Just not buying.
I will say this too, though, Ron. If you look at the fact that if they keep Brian Daboll, keep the offensive coordinator, and allow this kid to continue to grow in the system, I think that's where the Giants could be their own worst enemy. Because it's almost like Daboll's, right? A lame duck coach, possibility of him being fired after this season. Then you start all over again. And that's where I think Jackson Dart could struggle if they have to rebuild from scratch.
You know, I just don't. I think the Giants are falling into the same thing that the Jets have been in pretty much since Joe Namath. Right? I mean, let's be honest here. Like, I don't think they've done anything right since they won the Super Bowl against the Patriots somehow, some way. You know, they haven't done anything right since then. And I think, you know, between their running back situation, where you have the best running back in the league, and then, we don't need you. We don't want you. Like, that whole attitude is just ridiculous. Did you think that was going to work out in favor of the Giants by letting him go? No, because that was the reason why Daniel Jones had a decent year, because, you know, he was so good in the running back spot, and I don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah, listen, the formula that the Texans used when they got Stroud, Anderson on defense, maybe Abdul Carter, Jackson Dart. Now they start to build that piece. Again, to your point, I get it. They got rid of their best player last year. Obviously, he went on and had some success in Philadelphia, winning the Super Bowl.
A little bit.
But I can also see where, again, if you're looking at what Daboll wants to do and throw the ball and have some of those pieces, Malik Neighbors gives him that. Jackson Dart gives him that. And now he builds them like he did Josh Allen.
You know, look, I think as far as defense, the Giants have always been able to find talent. And I will give them Neighbors. I thought that was a great pick. And I think he's got some talent. But outside of that, I mean, I hope their line holds up. They were not very good last year.
Yeah. No, listen.
And I'm not sure they improved. Not sure they did.
All right. We'll have to see again how this season. Again, I think they're doing the right thing by not putting him out week one. You know, let's see what Russell Wilson.
Well, that would be a really big mistake.
You know, and then again, I think Jameis Winston will probably be their number 2. So that gives them a little bit of time to work this kid in and
sure. I think Jameis Winston could be gone.
He could be. I think they've got a lot
weekend.
of. Yeah.
Get down to 53.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of moves. A lot of teams are going to make moves. So
Patriots already did. They let go a whole bunch of guys.
Yeah, well, some of those guys needed to go. So.
Well, yeah, they all played Thursday night.
Yeah, and there's going to be some questions in New England when it comes to, you know, some of the guys that are they going to keep? Duggar, you know, Jabril Peppers was playing last night.
Well,
so just some interesting things. We'll see. Right now he's made it. But we'll have to see how that all goes as well. But let's continue this football talk. We're going to talk about the Indianapolis Colts, Ron, and a former Giant himself, Daniel Jones, has been named the starter of the Indianapolis Colts. Can he be an effective starter for Indianapolis? Will this work?
Like, what do you mean by effective? Can he effectively destroy the chances for this team?
Could he be Sam? Could he be Sam Darnold of the Minnesota Vikings last year?
He could. I mean, because truthfully, the Giants didn't give anything to work with. His one weapon he had, they let him go to Philadelphia. So let's give him to your arch rivals, right?
Crazy.
So that was his one weapon he had. And like I said, did you expect anything different? I didn't. I knew they were gonna suck. There was no way they were gonna be good.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, though, playing in the NFC East, right? He had obviously the Super Bowl champions in the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Washington, up and coming team. Dallas is still competitive.
Yeah.
Whereas now he goes to a division where, other than Houston, who we're still not 100% sold on, Tennessee, who's in a complete rebuild, and Jacksonville, who knows. Daniel Jones, realistically, if you start to look at it, he might be the second best quarterback in that division right now.
It might be. He might be.
Right, and even Stroud had a sophomore slump.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Ward, rookie quarterback, right? Here you go into the situation unknowing. And then your boy Trevor Lawrence, who you love and think he's the greatest thing since what's Fabio with the long, beautiful hair and those romance novels. We don't know what he is half the time.
Can't believe it's not butter.
You remember that commercial?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Daniel Jones, realistically, they have an improved line than what he had in New York.
If you're going to have a shot, it would be that division. It would be that's the only division really where you have a shot at doing something, being Daniel Jones. I mean, look. I mean, he's not the worst quarterback I've ever seen.
Agreed.
Let's be honest.
He has some talent.
He can use his legs, and he has to because he was running for his life in New York. So when you have look, this is what we say. When you give Brady 2 seconds, he can rip you apart, right? When you only get 1 second as Daniel Jones, you're not ripping anybody apart except for the fans of your own team.
Yeah.
And 1 second is not enough.
Yeah, he needed an improved roster around him, which I think he has in Indianapolis. I think the line's much improved. I think he's in a weaker division. This could be the sleeper pick of the season. I think the Colts have a legitimate shot, to make the playoffs. I don't know how far they go from there, but I don't think many people at the beginning of the season were looking at the Colts and saying, you know what?
I mean, how many times did they choke in the last game of the season to miss the playoffs?
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
Quite a few times.
And I'm sorry that, they have this thing that Anthony Richardson is going to be their guy, but the guy can't stay on the field.
Can't stay healthy, has a bad work ethic. I think, look, Daniel Jones wasn't spectacular in the preseason. It wasn't like he wowed anybody and said, holy cow, this guy needs to start. But guess what? He was still a little better than Anthony Richardson.
I think they should have drafted a quarterback this draft. That's what I think they should have done.
Yeah, what they got? A tight end in the first round? Yeah, they grabbed the tight end in the first round. So again, I'd like to see the kid make it. I listen.
I do too. I don't hate the kid.
Sam Darnold last season,
he's
shocked the world. Good. I think this kid has some talent. He got drafted way too high. The New York Giants decided they were going to do some crazy stuff, and no fault of his.
No.
So yeah, we'll see. Look, listen, you want
if you're a player coming out of the draft, be very aware of the team you are going to. Because, that's going to dictate a lot of your career.
For the most part,
You know, first of all, if you get drafted by Cleveland, you're probably not going to have a great career.
Come on, Shedeur Sanders is going to take off.
But, Giants, if you're defense and you're drafted by the Giants, great. Offense, not so much. I mean, that's just how it is. There are some teams that are good at one part of the ball, one part, whether it's offense or defense, they see that talent there.
Yeah. Colts might have got a steal. I do, before we move on, want to give you these career totals because I know for a fact
I can't wait for this.
Love these. 24, 44 and 1 in his career. So he's only 20 games under 500. So even if they went undefeated this season, he would still be
a losing quarterback.
Yes. 64.1% completion, 14,582 yards, 6.5 yards per attempt. Not very good there. But 70
he has more yards running away from the defense.
Yeah, 2,179 yards rushing, 15 touchdowns. He's thrown 70 touchdowns and 47 interceptions. So, I mean, there is some promise there.
He doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, as much, right? Maybe takes too many sacks instead, but this could be an interesting fit for the Colts. Shane Steichen, head coach there, offensive minded.
I think they're going to come in last, but it could be.
I think Tennessee's
prove us wrong, or me wrong.
Tennessee, I would put fourth in that division. It's really going to depend on Trevor Lawrence and what he does. If Daniel Jones plays well enough, they are the second best team in that division.
Yeah.
And again, if the Texans,
the sky's the limit, right?
I listen. It's going to be an interesting season.
They could be one injury away from taking the top spot.
They could be. All right, Ron, we're going to continue with some New York Giants talk with our starting five.
Great. Another great set of quarterbacks.
All right, our starting five. We said let's have some New York Giants. It's a New York state of mind tonight.
Look at these Hall of Famers.
Quality. So our starting five, New York Giants quarterbacks all time. We're going to give you our starting five quarterbacks. I am first this week, Ron, so I'll start us off with an honorable mention. I only have one, and I have one because he won a Super Bowl, and that was Jeff Hostetler. Jeff Hostetler, honorable mention for me.
Oh, so you must have a guy a little higher on the chart than I have, even because I might have missed somebody.
Okay.
Go figure, right? My honorable mention, one.
Hey!
And because I didn't want to be left with none, so I have Kerry Collins as an honorable mention.
Yeah.
So unless you have Kerry Collins one step ahead, then I
Kerry Collins is number 5 on my starting five.
Okay.
And only because of the body of work. Jeff Hostetler, I think, was 16-9 in his Giants career. So he didn't play enough in New York, even though he won the Super Bowl.
But he won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but it was the injury, and then he was a backup. I don't count those.
2 Super Bowls with that 16-9 record.
Kerry Collins did get to the Super Bowl with the New York Giants. He was 35-33 in his career in New York, and he lost to the Baltimore Ravens in that defense with Ray Lewis. So at least they got to the show with Kerry Collins. So he was number 5 for me.
Yeah, I put Jeff Hostetler at. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Sorry. I jumped the gun. I had to recognize Y.A. Tittle, which could be for body part names.
It could be.
Just saying.
We're a family show, Ron.
He was 32-13. Blew that Kerry Collins record away. 55.9 completion percentage, 96 touchdowns, only 68 interceptions, 3 Pro Bowls. He won an MVP.
He did.
It was like a long time ago, but he did win an MVP. He also had 2 All-Pros, and he's a Hall of Famer.
He is.
So
All
I
right,
had to
so
put
Y.A.
Y.A. Tittle at number 5.
Okay. All right. At number 4 on my starting 5 New York Giants starting quarterbacks is Charlie Carnelly, who went 57, 31, and 1, 2 Pro Bowls, and a one-time champion. Charlie.
Wow. Who do you have that's higher than that? Oh my God. You have somebody that should not be there. My number 4 is Jeff Hostetler because the man played 27 games as a starter and he's won 2 Super Bowls.
You can't count one of that. Steve Young won a Super Bowl.
I don't
he
care.
was a backup.
I don't care.
Not the same.
Jeff Hostetler won 2 Super Bowls with the New York Giants. One was as a starter and one was as a backup.
Okay.
So even if you take one away, 25 games, if you get a Super Bowl every 25 games, you're better than Tom Brady.
They didn't even keep him. They got rid of him.
I'm just saying, he
How
should
good
have
was
stayed
he?
there. I don't know why they got rid of him.
All right. At number 3 on my list of all-time New York Giants quarterbacks, Eli Manning. And I hate the fact that he's a 500 quarterback, 117. The league has changed. 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time champion, a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. But the man only shined, I swear, on like 2-3 games in his career. And of course, they had to both be against the greatest of all time. So you give him a notch for that. I really wanted to put him at number 5, but I didn't allow myself to be spiteful because he beat the New England Patriots. So Eli Manning at number 3 for me.
All right. I have Eli Manning at number 3 as well.
All right.
But there's only one problem. You have 2 guys ahead of him, and one of them is not Charlie Connolly. So I don't know who you have above that because there's nobody that good, there. All right. So Eli Manning, number 3 for me. Look, the guy got it done in postseason. I know his record sucks. 117 and 117.
He's a 500
The completion percentage is there, 60.3, 57,000 yards, 360 touchdowns, 244 interceptions, 2 Super Bowl wins against the greatest of all time.
Agreed. That's I gave him 3.
4 Pro Bowls, but we know how this Pro Bowl crap is. I don't really buy that. And 2 Super Bowl MVPs. I'm sorry, it should have been the defense both times.
They always give quarterbacks, right?
But he was number 3 for me.
Okay. At number 2 for me, Ron, was Y.A. Tittle, and I had him ahead for 2 reasons. First of all, that MVP stood out to me. He was the most valuable player. And we've discussed so many times, all-pro means what? You were the best at your position versus everybody
2
else.
times.
He has 2. Charlie Carnley didn't have 1. So that's why I went Y.A. Tittle at number 2.
Yeah, I can see that. I had a hard time at Y.A. Tittle. You should have actually been ahead of Eli.
Agreed.
So Eli would technically be number 4 for me.
I could see it. Okay.
I do have Charlie Carnley at number 2. I love his record, 57 and 31, with a tie. 19,000. It was a different time for the yards. 173 touchdowns, 167 wins, but he did win an NFL championship, and that has to account for something. 2-time Pro Bowler. He also had an MVP.
But not with the Giants.
Oh yeah. Not with the Giants. Yeah, but he did win the championship with the Giants, so
Okay. Okay.
that is why I had him at number 2.
At number 2.
You know,
All right. I think we're both going to have the same number 1, and that is that Mr. Right underneath you there, Phil Simms. Phil Simms. I almost said Phil Collins. I guess I don't know where my brain is.
you know what's funny? When I was making the graphics for it, I almost put Phil Collins by accident.
That would have been great.
I could have just put a helmet on him,
Yeah, just throw a Giants helmet on. So Phil Simms, 95 and 64 in his Giants career, only played for the New York Giants. 2-time Pro Bowl, 2-time Super Bowl champ, 1-time Super Bowl MVP. Obviously, he was carried by one of the best defenses of all time. But listen, the man still made plays when it counted. And again, to win 2 Super Bowls, you still have to make some plays. And I think some of the best Super Bowls because they were one of the tightest, but he made the right plays at the right time. So I went Phil Simms at number 1.
Yeah, I did as well. I just think when you look at it all, I think he was the best all-around quarterback that they had. Not taking anything away from Tittle and Connolly. I think they were good, but they weren't great back then. And when you look at the history of the Giants, as prestigious as it is, it hasn't been about quarterbacks for them. It's always been about defense.
Yeah.
The G-men were just great defensively throughout history. And including now, they have a good defensive team out there right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. They've won what, 6 Super Bowls, I think, as an organization. And you look at it, they didn't have great quarterbacks. And I think Phil Simms I wouldn't put him great. I think he's very good quarterback. But
good quarterback.
Yeah. All right, Ron. That was fun. Let's talk some NBA, though. John Wall has announced his retirement. He's a little confused as well. Should he be considered for the Hall of Fame?
He's a borderline guy for me. I look at his numbers, and his numbers are there, right? The numbers, what is it, like 21 points a game?
18.7.
18.7.
4.2 rebounds, 8.9 assists in his career.
Right. And, it's not bad. It's pretty good. But what did it amount to? He did make the playoffs 4 times, which that's when he was averaging like 21.8 points per game in the postseason. And he played well. He didn't have a supporting cast like you need to win a championship. So he really had no opportunity to win a championship in Washington. But you still got to be the guy that everybody talks about. Does anybody that is, say, 16 to 20 even know who this guy is?
No. He barely played towards the back end of his career. And
right.
I think to your point, listen, he had a spurt.
Yeah.
Where he was probably the best point guard in the league. But it was short. Again, he was in Washington. Nobody really paid attention to it.
Yeah.
So I looked at a couple of things, Ron. He's ranked 19th all time in points per game in point guards, which isn't great. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not great. But I also saw guys ahead of him like Steve Francis, Kemba Walker, and Stephon Marbury. I wouldn't put them in the Hall of Fame.
No.
So if you're going by point totals, I wouldn't put him in.
Right. That's what I say. He's like one of those borderline guys that
he
just
ranks 6th all
didn't
time.
do enough.
Yeah, he ranks 6th in assists per game for point guards. But again, Trae Young, Kevin Johnson average more. Again, not Hall of Famers. Not sure Trae Young will be a Hall of Famer. I just think, to your point, he's in that gray area of, hey, if we don't have anybody, he's got good enough numbers to get in. But I don't think he deserves to get in.
Yeah. Look, I don't, and this is what I was talking about. Oh no, I wasn't. before the show, we were talking about a certain baseball player, and I was wondering why he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. And when you look at the numbers, they're modest, and it's just like this. It's like you just didn't do enough.
Yeah, made the all rookie team, one time all defensive, one time all NBA. So not even like even when he was really good, he wasn't one of the best. And I think he had a good career. I think injuries, he's another guy that you sit back like a Derrick Rose, and where you just the hype and the anticipation of what they were going to be ended up getting derailed by injuries.
Yeah, I just, it's just meh.
Right? Like it's like, I could see him get in, but I don't think he deserves to get in. Like if he got in, I wouldn't say, holy cow, what are they thinking? But I would also say that just probably wasn't enough good candidates that he became.
But like you said, if some of those guys aren't in that are ahead of him, he shouldn't get in.
Agreed. And I wouldn't put him at, like, I don't think those guys are that good either. Stephon Marbury, Kemba Walker, like they're good players.
Yeah, they're not Hall of Famers.
They're not Hall of Famers. So, yeah. So I think he's out. Does he get in?
I don't think so.
Right? I don't think so either. I don't think he did enough.
Because you got to look at all the players that are going to be retired, that are going to get in before him.
Yeah, and I would say this, like, if he had 4 or 5 all NBAs, stuff like that, maybe 3, 4 all defensive. Now I'm starting to say, wow, like there was a point where.
Yeah, what did he have? 1 all defensive?
1 and 1. Yeah, 1 and 1. So, yeah, no, that's a good player. Wish him well in his career. John Wall, you ever want to come on and talk to Sports Unfolded? We'd be more than happy to have
I'm sure
you.
he's going to do that now.
Oh, yeah, he loves us now. Now we're going to be his favorite. Maybe he can convince us. Maybe he talks us into it. He could talk us into it.
Yeah.
You know what, John?
Well, he was out in Washington, so
Mr.
I mean,
Wall.
they literally had nothing.
Can we call him John, Mr. Wall? What do we call him? I don't know. If Mr. Wall don't sound right, we'll call him John. John, convince us. Come talk to us. Well, we're more than happy to listen. Can he be a Hall of Famer? We'll find out. Writing's on the wall.
I think the writing is on the wall, Eric.
Writing is on the wall. I have kind of blown through a couple of these segments tonight, Ron, because I feel like this may be the segment that takes the longest tonight, and I wanted to make sure we had some time. So we're going to talk some Major League Baseball because this story is blowing my mind. Major League Baseball is in talks to expand, right? They're going to expand. They're going to add 2 expansion teams. But while they do this, Ron, they are going to change. This is, again, Manfred possibly throwing this out there. This is not in any way, shape, or form actually official. Okay, let's state that first. But the fact that we're going to talk about it, because it's absolutely one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. They want to redo the divisions, and they're going to redo the divisions based off of it being regional. Okay? So we're going to give you all 8 divisions, Ron, and we can talk through these. Okay? And let's talk about, first and foremost, the AL Northeast, which will consist of the New York Yankees, right? They're in the Northeast. The New York Mets, they're in the Northeast. The Boston Red Sox and the Philadelphia Phillies. That would be the first division in the Northeast.
Wait, what?
Yes.
So you're going to take 4 of the top, 8 teams in baseball right now,
One
and
division.
you're going to put them in the same division.
One division. Because they're in the Northeast. All right. Not liking that one. Love the New York Yankees, New York Mets rivalry going right out the window because we're going to play each other 19, 20 times a season now. But okay. Let's move on, though, Ron, to the AL Mid-Atlantic. Which would consist of the Baltimore Orioles, the Washington Nationals, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Chicago Cubs.
Oh, this is absolutely
wait.
rigged.
No. I apologize. Not Chicago Cubs, the Cleveland Guardians. I apologize.
Oh my God! Come on, you're gonna take crap teams so they can have a playoff game. That's basically what you're telling me right now.
Yeah.
Let's take the crap of the crap, put them in a division so we know that they get a shot at the playoffs. That is just asinine. MLB is a laughing stock. If they do this, that's it. They are not even the fourth best
Who you putting
sport.
ahead of them? The women's hockey
I'm
league.
putting soccer ahead of them. I'm putting tennis, curling, archery. They will be the last. The kickball.
So far, the AL Mid-Atlantic is your biggest concern.
Oh my God! Well, you're taking 4 great teams and then you're putting them together so that way 2 of the teams will surely never make playoffs.
Well, yeah. So I guess the playoffs format too would only be like the division winners, and you get like 2 wild cards.
It's BS. It's BS.
All right, you ready though for the?
Cannot wait for the
AL.
Baseball is a joke.
The AL Great Lakes. The AL Great Lakes. So Minnesota Twins, the Detroit Tigers, the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Toronto Blue Jays.
Makes no sense.
I don't. It's just odd.
Because now you're putting Central teams with East teams. Now you're talking about time differences, and that is going to hurt some teams. It's going to hurt.
All right. AL Southeast would consist of the Atlanta Braves.
Toronto should ask for the Canadian division.
They may have to do that.
They'd be alone.
AL Southeast would be the Atlanta Braves, the Miami Marlins, the Tampa Bay Rays, and the new Charlotte team.
Oh my! Wait, only 3?
No, Charlotte's getting a team.
Yeah, Miami, Tampa Bay,
and the Atlanta Braves.
Oh my God. Atlanta's probably jumping for joy. Hey, well, there you go, Atlanta. Let us know what you think about that division. Wouldn't you love that instead of playing the Mets and the Phillies a million times a year? What a great division that would be for them.
Yeah, because Charlotte's not going to be very good to begin.
They make the playoffs 30 years in a row.
But then you move in. So basically, the Mets, the Phillies, the Nationals, the Pirates, the Brewers, the Braves, the Marlins all move to the American League. It is crazy, Kenny. This better not happen. But that's your American League, Ron. That's your American League. All right, let's move over to the National League.
So all the other American League teams move over into the National League.
Yeah, so everybody goes over. So you ready for the National
I can't
League,
wait for this one.
National League Midwest.
California's screwed.
Midwest. National League Midwest. You got the Cubs, the White Sox, the Cardinals, and the Reds. Cincinnati Reds.
Come on. 4 freaking crap teams again.
You know what Major League Baseball did that really worked in the past? It was when they had the American League and the National League, and you had like 2 series in between, and you got New York versus New York. And now you're putting them all together, and you're doing the same thing with Chicago, Cubs, and White Sox. It takes that rivalry out of it. Like now it's like you're playing each other too many times for it to really gain interest in this team. So I think it's stupid, but again, we're going to continue because we have the National League Central, and that would consist of the Colorado Rockies, the Kansas City Royals, the Texas Rangers, and the Houston Astros. National League Central.
Wait a minute. Read those again.
Colorado Rockies, Kansas City Royals, Texas Rangers, Houston Astros.
That might be the only division that's got a balance.
The Rockies stink. And
right. Well, they come in last every year.
And the Royals are much better. So then it's between Texas and...
The Royals are almost in a playoff spot.
Yeah. But, okay. National
But you
League.
have Texas and Houston, so at
Okay.
least you have two teams that are going to be good
Okay. All right. I like
ish
where you're going. I like where.
ish.
All right. You ready for the National League Southwest?
Oh, I cannot wait for this
National
because
League
somebody's getting
Southwest.
screwed here.
It consists of the Los Angeles Dodgers, the
Yep,
San Diego Padres,
yep.
the Anaheim Angels, and the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, poor Angels.
Right?
They're
They can't
never going to come
right
out of
there
last place.
ever. All right. And then you've got the National League Northwest, which will consist of the Seattle Mariners, no, they won't be Oakland then. They'll be the Las Vegas A's,
So,
right?
see, they get screwed with the travel time.
Yeah, Las Vegas A's,
Doesn't work.
San Francisco Giants, and the
Oh
new
my
team in Portland. There'll be a team in Portland.
So they're going to expand to Portland and Charlotte.
So what's your thoughts, Ron? Like it? Love it? Can't wait for it? I mean, where are we going with this?
It's a mess. It's a circus. It's a circus. Like this, first of all, two divisions, you're putting crappy teams in so they make the playoffs because, when they go up against those other teams in the playoffs, they're going to get trounced like 18-4. Maybe not even score 4, but I'm giving them credit for 4. This is just despicable between New York and New York.
Yeah,
in the same division.
Chicago. But I would even say this, Ron. Change is okay, right? Like I liked what they did with the bases, the pitch clock. Like you can get certain changes, and you can grow. This is literally changing the whole dynamic of Major League Baseball. So you're going from the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees have always been in the same division, right? But I can remember Toronto and all these teams that just keep moving all over the place. Now our division would be the Phillies and the Mets. Like, how does that
You can go 10, 15 years without making the playoffs. Any one of those teams. And they'll all be better than the teams that are in those crappy divisions.
And I wouldn't even say it's about the talent, but it's just you're taking away from what baseball has always been about. Like that's the traditional part of it. That still the Dodgers, you know what I mean? The Angels were, again, they're both in Los Angeles. So when they play each other, it's kind of interesting. And now you take that away and then you start to look at it. It's like the San Francisco Giants and the Dodgers have always been division rivals. Like that's a big rivalry. Gone. Get rid of it. It doesn't exist.
This reminds me of college football.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, very good point.
This is what they're doing. Look, I don't care what anybody says. They always say, oh, the Major League Baseball teams are record numbers in earnings and all. That's BS. They are reeling. There are a lot of teams that are probably in trouble because they can't afford the players. They can't afford, the revenue sharing that they have to do. They can't afford being a team because they've already priced the middle of the road families. They can't afford to go to a game anymore. This league is hurting. And they keep saying that they're not, but this is why they're doing it. They're trying to do this so that way it sparks up interest in local fans in that little clump of area. That's all it is. And then once these fans realize how stupid this is, and you're just putting a logjam on these teams that are in these dreadful conditions in the league that they have. Like I said, you're going to have, I can't wait for the first time that the Yankees don't make the playoffs for 5-6 years. And it's going to happen because the teams are so good that they have to go up against. It's just asinine. How about stopping all of these ridiculous salaries? That's how you get the game to be played better. You want these other teams involved. Get them to be on an even playing field.
And I'll say this, Ron. Let me just say that today's athlete is a lot softer. So this is about travel. This is about the NBA now, right? How many times they rest players so this is about travel, because now you're not traveling as much. When you go into the AL Mid-Atlantic, you're going to play all 4 of those teams probably at the same time. So you're not traveling, right? And it's all in the same vicinity.
Not true for some of those teams. When you got Toronto has to cross over, time zones.
How about the players suck it up because you're making millions of dollars a year?
That too.
And just say, you know what? Travel comes as part of the game. It's part of the game. It is what baseball is about. It's not, let's make it as convenient as possible for the players so they don't have to travel. Then take away some of their money. Because this, to me, I am in my early 50s, Ron. I've watched baseball for a long time. What does that look for? In my early 50s. And what I will say is this. What I remember baseball to be 30 years ago is completely different now. This puts it completely out of... I won't remember anything about what today's baseball is. Because this changes not only the game, it changes rivalries, it changes tradition, where you looked at things that we've been playing this team for so many years. Now it's gone. I hate it.
I'm stunned on the asinine decision of where they're going to put these teams. And let me tell you, if they do this, I will never watch another baseball game.
You said that all season, and you started watching as soon as the Red Sox.
No, because I'm only pissed off at the Red Sox. Now I'll be pissed off at all of Major League Baseball.
You got the Royals are in there with the Rockies, the Rangers, and the Astros. That's your other team. You might have a shot here. Look how quickly you're changing. See? I don't know, Ron. I don't know what they're doing in sports. You remember when the Seattle Seahawks were in the AFC? You're old enough to remember that stuff, right? Like, These are the things we kind of forget now.
Well, I was thinking baseball and like Seattle Mariners. And
then I'm saying, like, right? Like these things, we used to remember this, and now it's, imagine they completely just change everything. Like Miami Dolphins are no longer in the Patriots division because they're the Southeast. They were Tampa and.
Well, it's like Dallas. I don't know why Dallas isn't complaining because, to be honest, it's unfair for them because they have to travel all the way on the East Coast to play their own division. They're one of the few teams that have this much travel.
They should be in the NFC centralized middle states, so whatever. Them with Kansas City and right, like what are we doing?
Yeah,
horrible. Major League Baseball, Manfred, do not do this. Do not do this because I literally think this would be the.
You want to fix your game? There are other things that we can.
This would be the nail in the coffin. This would be the nail of it. I don't know how you add the other two teams in and how you figure it out, and I get it, but that's not. Then don't expand. If you can't figure out a way that makes sense, don't do it.
This literally screws the Northeast. Literally screws them. I mean, you can't make it impossible for those teams to even win. It's not, truthfully, it's really not their fault that they're the bigger markets for the most part. Phillies aren't, but they just handle their money very well. It's just terrible. And I don't know, you're going to see some teams with long droughts of playoffs.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to move on, but again, let's hope for the best that this doesn't happen. This does not happen. All right, Ron, it is time for split decisions.
Just let me be the commissioner of MLB. That's all I ask. I'll fix the problems.
Our split decision segment, basically, we ask each other two more likely questions, and we have to make a decision based off of what we're asked. I am first this week, so I will start us off, Ron, with your first split decision, which is which NFC team that was 5-12 last season is more likely to have a winning record this season? The Chicago Bears, the Carolina Panthers, or the New Orleans Saints? Which team is more likely to have a winning record? Doesn't mean they get to the post. It could be 9-8. 9-8 counts as a winning record, by the way.
I mean, it has to be Chicago Bears. I mean, like, just by default, even though Chicago Bears do shoot themselves in the foot constantly. But I look at New Orleans. I don't think they have a shot at all.
They're a bad team.
And Carolina Panthers,
They're
show
in a
me
bad division,
something
though,
before, before I pick you,
Yeah.
So the track records are there for those two teams. So I got to say Chicago Bears have a shot. Even though I don't think they're going to be either. I think all three of these teams are going to not be good.
Okay. All right. But you're going with the Bears. That's the team you're
going with the Bears. The Bears.
Right. The Bears. All right. What do you got? You're first.
All right. Seeming you did football, I will go with football first. Who is more likely to be traded this weekend? This guy over here, Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
Or this guy over here, Kenny Pickett. Who is more likely to be traded this weekend?
You want the honest answer?
Yes.
Kirk Cousins.
No, I want you to lie.
Kirk Cousins. Because the Cleveland Browns are the dumbest organization that are going to carry 4 quarterbacks because they've already said they're going to do it, which makes no sense to me because they can't release Gabriel because he'll get picked up. They can't release Sanders because he'll get picked up. So they're stuck with Kenny Pickett. They're going to start Joe Flacco. And then the other 2 rookies are going to just be on the roster doing whatever.
Deploy. They're going to trade somebody.
I don't think they're going to trade him. They said they're going to keep all 4.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins, to me, would be more likely to move just because Cleveland's going to do something stupid and keep 4 quarterbacks.
Why not trade Kirk Cousins for Pickett and Flacco?
You know the interesting part, though, I will say this, Ron, there hasn't been a big injury where Cousins' name has come up. Like if
it's coming.
Only because this would be a dream of both of us, probably. But if Pittsburgh, and Aaron Rodgers went down and right now you might hear, hey, Kirk Cousins to Pittsburgh. But there hasn't been a quarterback yet. Stafford would be an interesting one with Cousins.
It's happening.
Stafford would, with his injury, maybe Cousins there. That would make sense.
That could happen.
Right? So I could see that. And Pickett he's not that good. I don't think a lot of teams want him. It's not that good.
Pittsburgh didn't want him.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, Pittsburgh, he was with Philly. They got rid of him. Cleveland's keeping him now. Good job, Cleveland. All right, Ron. Your next split decision is which team that finished in first place last season in the NHL is more likely not to next season? Toronto Maple Leafs, the Washington Capitals, the Winnipeg Jets, or the Vegas Golden Knights? Which one is more likely not to finish in first place?
All right, so I'm gonna make history right here. Vegas will stay in first. The others won't.
So you're going to all 3.
All 3 of them aren't going to be in first place.
Okay.
All 3.
But if you had to pick one,
Toronto.
So you're going Toronto? I'm going to Caps. I think they're going
to.
Well,
they're not going to make it either. So that's not a wrong answer.
They got I think the most likely not to though. Like
they're going to.
I think they overachieved last season.
They way overachieved.
Yeah. So I to me, Toronto still has talent.
They lost Mitch. That's a big loss.
Yeah. They still got
That's
Matthews.
a big
though.
loss.
You take Matthews over Ovechkin today?
Matthews over Ovechkin, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's where I'm looking. Washington's best player is Ovechkin, who's 40 and may not even play.
Only good player.
Right? And he might not even play. We still don't know if he's going to retire.
Toronto might not even make the playoffs.
Oof, you just don't. You hate Toronto, though. You can't.
Think about this. Florida.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Who they beat out last year. Both of them.
Yes. But now you take away stuff from Toronto.
Yeah.
And now you have a lesser of a team. But you also have an upcoming team in Ottawa. You have Detroit. You have I'm forgetting somebody. out
You're
there.
the hockey guy. I don't know.
I forget somebody, but there's another team that I can't think of, and it's not Boston.
Buffalo?
It's not Buffalo, and it's not Montreal. You got to watch out for them.
Wow.
Yes.
What are you on right now? What are you drinking tonight? Because it's got to be good. You gave the Canadians some credit. That never happens.
I know.
Wow.
But I like their team.
Okay. All right. So, Ron, you're second. So you're going with
I don't like their
Toronto
team,
the
but
most.
I like their team.
Okay, Toronto the most. All right. What's your second split decision?
All right. Of the teams not currently in a wild card spot, who is more likely to make the playoffs? Kansas City Royals, 2 games back. Cleveland Guardians, 3 games back. Texas Rangers, 5.5 games back. Or in the National League, Cincinnati Reds, only a half a game back.
Ooh. So the problem. Hold on. So now, unfortunately, that's a pretty damn good question. That one impressed me, my friend. But I have to look at.
Yeah, you got to look at the standings. You got to see who's in those wild card spots.
The teams ahead of them.
Yankees, Red Sox, Mariners.
Hold on, Red Sox. All right, let's see here. All right, so in the American League, wild card, you are so Yankees, Boston, Mariners. So then the Royals would have to jump. Yeah, I don't think Texas. I think they're too far out now. Cleveland, I mean, they're so up and down. Kansas City, I mean, has a shot, but then you're giving me the Reds here. So who the Reds? Yeah, all right. The Mets, who have absolutely flared. I'm going Cincinnati. I think the Mets are going to do one of the biggest choke jobs after the Soto talk and everything else. I think the Reds. I like the American League teams better. I think it's going to be. I think they all stay in Boston, New York, Seattle. I could see the Mets falling out of this thing. So I'm going the Reds.
Interesting.
I'm going the Reds.
Interesting. See,
Right?
Mets fan, under the new system, you will never make the playoffs again.
Ever again. Ever.
Until Alex Cora gets caught cheating again.
Come on. He doesn't cheat. All right, Ron. Great split decisions tonight. Let's move on, though, to some NHL and a story coming out from the Olympics already. A lot of tryouts, but one player in particular that we wanted to talk about was Patrick Kane. Does he deserve to be considered for the 2026 Olympic team? Where is the Olympics this year? Of next year? It's not even this year. Do you know? No. I don't know.
I haven't looked.
No, it's not going to be. It's not going to be in Russia.
It's not in Russia.
I said it's not going to be. I said, it's not going to be. It is in. It doesn't. Come on. Future Olympic. Okay. Why did they get? Why can't they make it just easy? Host cities for 26 and this article then. Oh, Milan.
I don't know.
Milan.
Oh, it's in Milan.
Yeah, Milan Cortina.
So is that Milan Lucic's house?
Yes, it's his cousin's. His cousin's house. It's in Los Angeles in 2028.
Yeah, for the summer. Yeah.
Yeah,
That I knew.
French Alps in 2030. Brisbane in
Just let's put it
2032.
in the mountains. That's all it is.
Yeah,
It's in the mountains.
Yeah, Brisbane in 2032, and then Salt Lake City in 2034.
2034.
Man, can't wait. I'm excited.
Can't wait for that one.
Patrick Kane may still be out.
That'll be a mammoth turnout.
Mammoth. I think that name's going to get banned too, by the way.
It is. It's inevitable. Should have went with the Yeti.
No, they got
You would have had a lawsuit, but you still would have.
But yeah, Mammoth's doing them too. Mammoth is an actual hockey company. They make the bags. So then they were afraid that none of the other teams.
Somebody got left holding the bag.
Yeah, well, think about this, and they got a point. If you play for like the Chicago Blackhawks, you're not going to use a Mammoth bag because the Mammoth bag would symbolize Utah. So then they're going to lose all this revenue in the NHL because none of the teams will use it.
It makes sense.
So I think Mammoth's out too.
Yeah. They could just be the Utah Mormons.
Oh, please. Don't they have, what are what's that? They can marry so many people in Utah.
I don't know. All I know is I haven't been able to hear you very well.
What's that called when you can marry so many people?
Polygamy or whatever.
Is it? They could be that. The Utah polygamists.
Anyway.
Everybody scores on that team. Patrick Kane, right? This is a great story, Ron, though. Like, here's a guy.
That must be tough to support the wives, trip when they all go.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, we're gonna need. We're gonna need 5 rooms per guy. That was good, right? 5 rooms per guy. Let's just bring, because I got all 5 of the wives coming. They want to go to Florida. They want to be close to Miami. They're all coming with us.
Oh, that's funny. Oh,
Patrick Kane.
All right, so Patrick Kane,
James,
should he be on the team? The easy answer is no.
That should be the only answer, but okay.
First of all, he's already been in 2 Olympics, and he had his shot, and he got a silver.
Yeah, yes, sir. You're correct. 2014.
Now, when you look at this, when you look at the potential roster, keep in mind of the
Detroit,
team that they put on the ice.
Detroit right now
in the All-Star break there.
Yeah.
That the
4 worlds or whatever the 4.
Yeah, whatever it is. I already forgot about it.
James, he plays in Detroit now.
I thought I heard that he signed with Chicago or something. I don't know.
Again?
I don't know. Might have been. I don't know. I don't care.
I'll check.
So when you think of the roster from the 4 teams, right? Matthew Tkachuk, Jason Robertson, Kyle Connor, and Gensel are all locks on the left side. So if you're a left winger, you're not getting in. That's it. Center, you have Austin Matthews, Jack Hughes, Eichel, and JT Miller. That's a lock. I think that's what you get. So the big battle is that right wing where Patrick Kane plays. But first player in Clayton Keller He had 90 points last year, this past season. He's in. He's going to be in. You've got Brady Tkachuk, that's normally a center, but they're going to put him on the wing with his brother and Matthews like they did in the tournament. So he's in. So that leaves 2 spots, Eric. 2 spots. You have Brock Bozer, who played on that team, and Alex DeBrincat, who also played on that team during that All-Star break. Now, it's very possible that those 2 don't come back on this team. It's very possible. But you have Cole Caulfield, who had 37 goals, 33 assists, and was a +9 for the season, who should be in. He should be in.
So that's one spot left. Yeah.
So 1 spot. And you have to choose between those other 2, Patrick Kane, and then you have Alex Tuck on Buffalo. And let me tell you, you think, okay, Buffalo stinks. They don't have anybody good, right? Well, Alex Tuck had 36 goals, 31 assists. He was a +16 on that crap team. +16. How do you not give that guy the shot? That's who I think makes it, along with Caulfield, Tkachuk, and Keller. Patrick Kane shouldn't go because I'd rather have the other 4 guys.
And I will say this, 36, right? He's going to be 37 by the time the Olympics would be going on.
Right.
Played 72 games last season, 21 goals, 38 assists, but he was a -16. Like, you can already see that, you know, the decline's there, and he was a great player. But again, 2010, 2014 is a long time ago. It's a 10-year difference. And to win 1 silver, so it's not like you're bringing it back to say, oh, he won gold. And
right. If he had gold, then,
maybe I would say, right? Let's get him another one or try. But I agree with you. What do you think about McAvoy making the team? You a fan of it?
Yes. Because I know what he can do. I think, look, this was a really bad season for him with the injury and everything. Even before that, he was not very good, not very effective. But when I think about the other players involved, I do think that McAvoy is going to be better this year.
All right. I still think Boston has a shot, buddy. I think those injuries affected them all.
Oh, I think so too. You know, I mean, it depends on a couple of players, really. Lindholm and Arden.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Great discussion there. Patrick Kane, we'll find out at some point. But
if he's
I agree with you.
Terribly upset, but
I agree with you, though. I think there's more worthy players at this point.
Yeah.
All right, Ron. It is time for pick and roll.
It's time for pick and roll.
Oh, we could have done a pick and rolly.
Pick and rolly. Oh, we missed it.
It's a pick and roll.
No chance
Bing Crosby makes the team. Bing Crosby does not make the team. He's singing in the rain, buddy. Singing in the rain. Bing Crosby.
Wait, that wasn't Bing Crosby.
I don't think it was, but I don't know. Who was it? Who did sing in the rain?
The dancer
Fred
guy
Astaire?
there.
Fred Astaire?
Fred Astaire.
Yeah. What Bing Crosby do? He did something big.
White Christmas?
All right, that's right. I'm not a big.
Dreaming of a white.
You sound more like Elvis. You do. That's more Elvis. But anyway. All right, here's tonight's pick and rolly.
Pick and rolly. See, now if we had rolling papers sponsor this segment, just saying, there are people that partake in rolling papers.
Yes, there is. Pick and roll and papers. All right. So tonight, our pick and Raleigh is Major League Baseball pitchers who wore number 34, and those pitchers were Raleigh Fingers, Freddie Garcia, Felix Hernandez, Kevin Millward, Noah Syndergaard, and Fernando Valenzuela.
Fernando, darlings.
Hey, you look
You
marvelous.
look marvelous.
Yeah, you look marvelous, darling. Let's rank them from 6 to 1 round. I am first this week, so I will give you my pick and roll, and then
Yeah, you're going to have the same one as me.
You think so? All right. Yeah. At number 6 has to be Noah Syndergaard, 59-47, 3.71 ERA, 928 strikeouts, 1 All-Star appearance. Just has not played enough baseball for me to ever consider him. Way too many injuries for this guy.
He was too busy saving the universe. Thor.
Yes, we got. Very good. Hold on. All right. At number 5 for me, I have Kevin Millwood, 169-152, 4.11 ERA, 2,083 strikeouts, only 1 All-Star and 1 ERA title. Kevin Millwood at number 5 for me. At number 4, I went my man, Mr. Nightmare himself, Freddie Garcia. Freddie Garcia. 156-108, 4.15 ERA, 1,621 strikeouts, 2 All-Stars, 1 ERA, and he won a championship. Kind of put him ahead of Millwood because of that. At number 3, I went Felix Hernandez, 169-136, so pretty good record. 3.42 ERA, very impressive. 2,524 strikeouts, 6-time All-Star, 2-time ERA, and a Cy Young. So he won some accolades. Very good pitcher for quite some time. At number 2, I went Fernando Valenzuela. 173-153, a 3.54 ERA, 2,074 strikeouts, 6-time All-Star, won a Cy Young, 2 Silver Sluggers, a Gold Glove, Major League Baseball Player of the Year, and a 1-time champion. But at number 1, that man right there with the stash. If I could only grow that, I would. Even with a losing record, which is a first for Sports Unfolded, the number 1 guy on my list with a losing record at 114-118, Raleigh Fingers. 2.90 ERA run. Also had 341 saves, 1,299 strikeouts, 7-time All-Star, won a Cy Young, was an MVP, and then when he became a reliever, won 4 Rolaids Relief Awards, a 3-time champion, and a World Series MVP. Has to be number 1. Thank you.
That's exactly how I had it as well, Eric. Noah Syndergaard just has no business being on this list. I'm sure we could have had some middle reliever wearing the number 34 that played more. Just saying.
Wow.
Number 5, Kevin Millwood, of course. Oh! Yes, Thor. Your career was hammered. Ow! That was the hammer hitting him. Ow! Kevin Millwood spent a lot of time with the Phillies and Atlanta. He wasn't a bad pitcher. That ERA is a little high. And when you don't win anything, except for an ERA title, you're not really going to be very high on the list. Freddie Garcia, of course, 4.15 is a little scary, but he had some moments in his career that were pretty good. 2-time All-Star, the World Series, and an ERA title. He certainly had a lot of the skill to have at least a few good years, and he did.
A real quick question, Ron. What year were they drafted? All these guys.
Oh God, who knows?
I don't know, because according to this, it was 2002 All-Stars.
Oh, what the heck?
Who's our graphics guy? We need to get that guy. Needs to be fired.
I don't know. Oh! Yeah, that hurts. Wait, was that a new one?
Shoot your shot, bro.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if our Atlanta folks will like to hear that one.
Oh man! Wow. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, that was Eric. That was not me by no means. Sorry about that, Atlanta. I don't even remember where I was
I
after
think
that.
you're at 3. I think you're at 3.
3, of course, Felix Hernandez. Look, I remember when he was in Seattle, he was fantastic, and then all of a sudden the wheels on the bus fell off,
Yeah, they
and
don't go round and round anymore.
kind of just like fell off the mound. I guess you're falling off the mound because
Where
his
you're going
career
with
was
this,
never the
but it's
same
getting
since he
worse.
left there. But he was solid when he was in Seattle. Cy Young Award, 2 ERA titles. Just 3.42 though. It's pretty good, especially in that time period, because we all know the juice was loose in that time.
Oh.
But I like Fernando better, just because I like saying his name, Fernando Valenzuela. Love saying his name. 173 and 153, 3.54, a little higher than Felix Hernandez. So all that hype that Felix Hernandez had, it wasn't really much better than Fernando. But Fernando had a pretty good career. He had the Rookie of the Year, the Cy Young Award, 6 All-Stars, a World Series title, which Felix did not get, and that definitely put Fernando over the top on that one for me. He even had a gold glove. The big guy with a gold glove and 2 silver sluggers. That guy could hit. He could hit. So all those 3 things put Fernando above Felix for me, but none of them came close because I have Raleigh Fingers at number 1. And the 114 and 118 losing record is because of being a reliever, and that's what happens. With relievers very rarely get the wins.
Yeah.
But, that 2.90 ERA was fantastic. 341 saves, like you said. I mean, the only guy that's a Hall of Famer here.
And a stash.
The stash is in the Hall of Fame. We were talking about this before the show. Who wins, Sam Elliott's stash or Raleigh Fingers' stash? That's the question.
That might be a Sports Unfolded poll, because that means James, they're still out there. Sam Elliott or Raleigh Fingers mustache. Which one do you vote as the top? What about Tom Selleck, though? Does he get a nod as well? Tom Selleck had a good stash.
Yeah, but have you seen him lately?
I mean, but none of these guys lately.
Well,
I'm sure.
That is true. That is true.
You can't.
Well, no, Sam Elliott looks the same as he did 50 years ago.
He's getting, but Magnum PI stash, I'm talking.
Yeah, it was up there. My mom loved him.
Yeah, no, he's
him and Joe Montana.
Really? That's a difference of.
Yeah, and then no, that's not the different one. The different one is that she loved Terry Bradshaw too.
Oh. I like Terry Bradshaw. What was the movie he did with?
Funny, yeah, yeah.
He showed his bare ass.
Yeah,
you get to see Terry Bradshaw's ass.
Thanks for that image.
Yeah, it's there. It's out there. It's out there.
So that is definitely Raleigh Fingers just was an easy decision here. It was an easy decision before I even looked up the numbers.
Yeah, no, Raleigh's
which was like 9 minutes before we started.
Always prepared, this guy. Always prepared. Obviously, because 2002 Major League Baseball draft All-Stars.
Yeah.
I mean, hell of a job. All right, Ron, before we get into our predictions, can we talk about the Hall of Fame? And our newest members were Cheryl Swoops and Deion Sanders, who were both elected into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. But that means there's a new cast of athletes that are eligible. And we're starting off in the Olympics with Mark Spitz, Jenny Thompson, Matt Bondi.
Biondi.
Why do I say it wrong? Biondi, Svetlana Romanashina, and Roman Lochte.
Nope. Try again. Ryan Lochte.
Roman. I don't know.
Roman. Where are you seeing Roman?
I'm tired, bro. I don't know. I was Roman, and then I get Romashina. But cast your vote at the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page. It is open. The voting has begun. Who's next to make the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame? I wonder if we got any votes. I didn't even check that. You want to check? What do you think? Who do you think? I bet you we didn't get any votes.
I think it should votes? Be Mark Spitz.
I already. Oh, let me start. You almost made me say it. Almost. I didn't though. I didn't. Hey, we got no votes on either one. All right. Yeah. Somebody has to make sure they post that. Yeah, I haven't posted. Maybe. Well, yeah, no. And for hockey, NHL, you got Paul Coffey, Ray Bork or Bouquet, Doug Wilson, Larry Murphy, and Phil Housley. All great players. Who gets into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame? You get to decide. Cast your votes today on Facebook at Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page. The poll is up. Cast your vote. Be the first. Be the first to do it.
Yeah, get on there. Come on, people.
Man.
You're letting me down.
Man.
Let me down.
Ron, you know
Don't bring me down.
Oh. What about these predictions last week, Ron? Let's go into our predictions. And it was another so-so week for both of us. Yeah, you went 500. I went 5-3. Yeah, we're struggling this season, but sports isn't sports.
I'm at least 14 games over.
All right, buddy. All right.
One.
All right. Is it over 500? Yes, it counts. Well, with that, Ron, this starts a new week. If you want to get your name on that shot or add to it, please let us know who you pick during this segment, and we will gladly add them.
Find that.
All right. So we are starting in Major League Baseball series starting tonight. The Los Angeles Dodgers are at the San Diego Padres for a 3-game set. Last week, it was reverse. I picked the Dodgers, and they swept. But I'm going with the San Diego Padres at home to take 2 of 3.
Yeah, I'm going to go San Diego as well. They got some payback. You know, Dodgers back in first?
Yes. Oh, they were after that series, yes. James going Padres. All right. 8:25, Ron. Got the Philadelphia Phillies at the New York Mets. First and second place here. What do you have?
I'm going Philadelphia. I think they're going to go in there, and I think they're going to handle their business and take 2 of 3 and make things a little more difficult for the Mets.
I am going with Philly as well, and I will tell you this. This is where the Reds jump into the wild card after this week. This is where it happens. It's where it happens, buddy. James going Phillies as well.
What do the Reds have?
Mets stink. They are horrible right now. They are on such a tailspin. I agree with you there, James. 8:23, Ron. Got the New York Liberty at the Atlanta Dream. They're both tied for first place right now. I think the Liberty have been there. They understand that they know. So I went New York here.
I also went New York. There is a theme happening over here. Look, I just think when it's crunch time, I think the Liberty have the roster to get it done. It doesn't matter where they are at this point. They know it's crunch time, and they're going to deliver.
Not all I heard was crunch and deliver, and now I want Taco Bell. Liberty, James as well.
Damn. So far, it's been a clean sweep.
Clean sweep. 8:24, Ron. You got the Indiana Fever at the Minnesota Lynx. What do you have?
I'm going Minnesota. They're too good. They're too good.
I went Minnesota as well, but they're on a 3-game losing streak, which is like the first time. Also, they lost back-to-back games for the first time all season.
Yeah, they're just a good
They're
team.
bouncing
Look,
back.
they took
Yeah,
a
they're
couple of
very
days
good.
off.
Very good team. I'm going Minnesota as well.
Yeah.
Fever. I don't. Kyle Bells. He likes his. He likes. I don't even know if Caitlin Clark's even playing still. I think she's still out with the groin. By the way, still out with the groin. Every time we talk about it, it gets every time. 8:23 Ron tomorrow. You've got the Chicago Fire Football Club at the Philadelphia Union. Major League Soccer. I love the Union because every time they come through for me. So I'm going Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm going Philadelphia at home in a dramatic maybe tie, but I take Philly for the win. There's going to be a constant theme with this Philadelphia thing.
Oh, yeah?
And then it stops with the Flyers and the Sixers.
Oh, going Union here. All right, James. James going Union as well. Tomorrow.
Wait, have we all picked the same thing except for James has
James
the
with
fever.
the fever. He had the fever on one.
Everything else is the same.
Yes, it is. What a big matchup. NFL preseason. But we needed something to put in. I should have put the college football one in. I should have done it.
Wait, there's a college football game?
Yeah, they're in Dublin Saturday, tomorrow. Kansas State.
Why are they in Dublin? I mean,
Ohio. Yeah, I think it's Ohio State and Kansas State.
Why the hell are college teams going to Dublin to
I think
play?
the NFL game's going to Dublin this year, too.
But that's not the question I'm asking. Why is college doing it?
They're doubling down on Kansas State versus Iowa. That's what it is. Should we pick that one too? Want to throw that in there?
Yeah, why not?
All right, we'll do that one after this. All right, Kansas State versus Iowa.
Yeah, I'm taking Iowa.
Taking Iowa. I think I'm going to take Iowa as well. Who do you got? 21-19, I think. Who do you got, James?
I know Iowa butt whooping.
I don't know what is going on. James, let us know who you pick on that one, but we're going to go back to the NFL. We are a bunch of goofballs today. He's going K-State. It's a good pick, though, James. I like it. Buffalo Bills at the Tampa Bay. Iowa. I went Iowa as well. Buffalo Bills at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That game is tomorrow. Who has the better bench? Who's deeper? Which team is deeper, Ron?
I'm going to go Tampa Bay.
I went Tampa as well, at home. I don't think Buffalo is going to play anybody. Buffalo's playing absolutely nobody in that game.
I mean, their bus might not even show up there. They'll be on the plane and they'll be like waiting for that bus to show up, and it's like, nope.
Water boy. I don't know what.
H2O.
Is that Tampa Bay? I don't know what that means. James. Yeah.
All right, Buccaneers and Bills.
I
guess it's got to be.
He's going Tampa. It's Tampa Boucher's. Yeah.
You know, Bobby didn't come and do the grass here today.
Oh, look at that. A little disappointed. Ron, one more to pick. This Sunday, the Coke Zero 400 in Daytona, top 5 driver. I'm going with somebody I haven't gone with before. Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman for the win.
Nope. No.
Okay.
I got Ryan Blaney. Look, I think he's one of the better drivers this year. He is due for a win. That's a good pick. He was my second choice, actually, James. That's a good pick. I don't know where this Alex Bowman came from.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
All right, that's our prediction segment. Obviously, James, thank you for participating. Check out how you did next week.
James is leading on the list.
He is. He's dominating. Ron, before we get into our final thoughts, I'd love for you to be able to tell all the wonderful people out there how they could become a sponsor of this amazing sports podcast. The best sports podcast on the planet, by the way.
Yes.
You didn't know.
Yes. So you can sponsor the show just easily by sending us an email. So your ad will be here. We will read the ad. So not only will people see it, but it will be heard on the audio version for Spotify, Red Circle, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn, and many more. So send us an email at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out the media kit. And Eric, like I say all the time, you can go down to your Chinese restaurant and get those roly fingers.
Oh, no.
Yes, egg roll and chicken fingers all at the same time. It's all mixed into one.
What restaurant?
The egg rolly fingers. But sponsor the show, sponsor a segment. It's really simple. Look, I think the show is great. Yeah, lots of views, lots of listens. You know, we have a bunch of people that are just loving the show, as we have a boatload right now, even though it's a dinghy, but it is a boatload of people watching right now.
I think we're being dinghies today. That's what I think. But I will say this, Ron, great opportunity to have. You're not talking just about the Northeast market, right? Or Southeast market. We're on the West Coast. We're in a million different places. So
yeah, we get like 13,000 listeners.
Way to sell it, buddy. Way to sell it. We got like 13 listeners.
We're waiting for the numbers still to come in from the Nielsen ratings in Atlanta area. So I'm sure we have like mega million viewers, I'm sure, by now.
The Powerball, buddy. You got to play Powerball. All right. With that, Ron, thank you for sharing. Let's thank those once again before we get into our final thoughts. 99.1 WDJY FM in Dallas, Georgia. Thank you for your support, as well as 990 WBOB in Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you. And SEC TV Public Access Channel 12 in Southeast Connecticut. Thank you for your support. With that, Ron, it is time for our final thoughts. And our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything happening in the world today. I am first today. So I'd like to start us off with, I just mentioned it, the Powerball, right? And winning the lottery and having all this money. And right, with money, usually you think less problems. But unfortunately, for one Boston Celtics star, that is not the case, as his father has been arrested. Jaylen Brown and his dad has been, not Jaylen Brown, but Jaylen Brown's father has been arrested for stabbing an individual. And you just sit back and think about the... That
isn't D. Brown, is it?
Not D. Brown. Jaylen Brown. But think about... No, D. Brown, not D. Brown. No, that's not his father.
Okay, finally got to you.
I got you. But I will say this. If you think about at last season, before Jason Tatum's contract, Jaylen Brown was the highest paid NBA player in the league. At some point, you would think that would bring less issues to his family, but unfortunately, it seems like this one may be a situation that his dad cannot get out of. His dad is claiming self-defense. His lawyers are saying it was in self-defense, but we'll see how this trial works out. But just because you have money sometimes doesn't necessarily mean you don't have problems. So you know what? It's better to be happy and poor than to be rich and struggling. So if that makes sense to you, it makes sense to me. That's all that matters. Ron, that was my final thought.
All right. Well, I know we don't talk about this much on this show, but we did lose a legend today. Hall of Fame jockey who rode Secretariat to the 1973 Triple Crown has died at age 84. Ron Turcotte, a horse racing legend, passed away today. So I know we don't give a lot of love for sports like that on a regular basis, but I do feel like that kind of a thing is history with Secretariat, and I thought he deserves a little bit of credit for his career, especially with Secretariat. So rest in peace. Gonna go to that horse ranch in the sky, I guess. So I think he just deserves a little bit of notoriety today.
Who do you think we as neighbors?
What?
Neighbors. Anyway, oh boy.
I can't. You talk about me? I can't with you anymore.
James, I want to thank you for joining us live. Kenny, thanks for jumping on for a bit as well. Want to thank all those that have been watching live. Please join the chat next week.
Bit biographer.
Yeah, join the chat next week.
Eccentric minefield. And don't forget James Babs.
James Babs. But I will say this. Listen, we appreciate all the support. Check us out. Check out our website. Check out all of our social media platforms. Join us every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded. We will see you next week. Ron, thank you again for your time tonight. And all we ever ask for every single night is that we get peace on earth.
Have a great day, everybody. Or night.
Or both.